We're flying through the middle of the mountains surrounding the city of Bucaramanga, located in the north of Colombia. Here, among famously rugged topography, with no ports nearby or railroads, and almost 10 hours away from the capital Bogota, economic development seems to be a tough proposal. However, in the middle of this valley lies Bucaramanga, a city that managed to reinvent itself and become a globally competitive city, with the fastest rates of GDP and job growth in Colombia, and one of the fastest in the Western Hemisphere. The city has grown more than the national average in the last 15 years. It has also gone from being the 9th largest regional economy in the country to the 4th. But let's take a closer look at the city. The economy of Bucaramanga originated in the city center where traditional footwear and garment manufacturing was located. Let's pause for a second. As you can see, the city has now expanded and added new infrastructure to support its growth. As part of becoming a competitive city, the city moved away from traditional sectors and began to focus on services and specialized industries. Bucaramanga effectively leveraged its oil and gas sectors to start innovating and exporting non-traditional offerings, such as specialty medical services like cardiology, oncology, and ophthalmology. Now let's take a look at the city center. It all started here. Bucaramanga's transformation began with the creation of a Regional Competitiveness Commission, a public-private alliance spearheaded by the private sector. As you can see, one single block hosts the Chamber, an industrial university, the Enterprise Center, the Commerce Association, and important regional banks. Now we're heading a few blocks away, where both the city and the regional government offices are located. On the way, we can see more regional banks on the right. These banks have the distinction of holding the lowest levels of non-performing loans in the region. Also, Bucaramanga has been one of the country's leading cities on telecommunication coverage. On the right, we will soon see some of the companies that have made this possible. The development of public services in Bucaramanga has been an example for the rest of the country and the result of alliances between the public and private sector, regardless of political affiliation. A coordination committee composed of these sectors and academia meets every month to discuss initiatives and programs. Thus far, they have had 80 meetings. Just a few meters later, we arrive at the plaza that hosts the judiciary offices, the town hall, and the regional government. The proximity of the players has been a key component of success. Not far from the center, we head towards one of the city's 17 universities. With growth goals in mind, the city developed land usage policy to achieve agglomeration and density. This was done the Bucaramanga way, a growth coalition between the construction sector and the city government. As you can see, the city also uses its spaces to increase livability and attract talent. One can still see old housing constructions, which contrast with tall buildings. Land use policy is updated and revised frequently to respond to the city's development needs. Out of a population of 1.2 million people, 120,000 are students, and the city ranks in the top 3 in university quality in the country. As we advance, we approach a university that combines 2 of the disciplines that have helped Bucaramanga develop a unique value proposition for the city: medicine and business. Here, residential spaces have been built to welcome the most accomplished students in the regions. As noted before, the rugged topography has not been an impediment to growth. Near the university, we can look at one of the results of the growth coalition, the Bucaramanga Medical Services Cluster. On the right, we can see the ophthalmology and oncology centers, where patients from the country and the region seek treatment, and where doctors from around the world go to take advantage of world-class facilities. The choice of the medical cluster, like many other projects in Bucaramanga, was the result of rigorous market analysis to determine sectors with the highest potential. The city has carefully considered the necessary elements to make the medical services sector a highly successful one. The city is a prime location for cardiovascular services, a specialty in high demand. We can see in front of us the cardiology center and its helipad to receive emergency patients. On the left, we can see the hospital's park where medical students, patients, and their family members can relax. Bucaramanga did not stop here and expanded the number of medical facilities to cater to more international patients in alliance with universities in the United States to bring their teaching centers to the region. With all this and many other actions, Bucaramanga continues to be an example for competitive cities around the world.